The beauty industry as a whole has one of the largest economic impacts. It sits right behind oil and gas and the pharmaceutical industry. And I don't think many people realize the job creation that it has as well. So we're going to dive into that today. This is Off the Shelf, where we take the most iconic beauty brands, products, and people in the beauty industry off the shelf and examine the stories behind the story. It's where beauty is treated like the economic, cultural, and power-building force it really is. I'm Susannah Dellinger, and here we're going to talk about what really shapes the industry, who holds the power, how decisions get made, and what it actually takes to build, scale, and quite frankly, survive in beauty. These are the conversations happening behind closed doors about money, relationships, risk, and cult moments. If you're building, breaking through, or trying to understand how beauty really works, or just love a really good story, you're in the right place. Welcome back to Off the Shelf. Today, I am excited to dive in to why beauty. Out of all the industries out there, beauty probably has the biggest reputation for being maybe soft power, right? Something that is for others. Perhaps if you are, not female, you're like, oh, beauty industry might be something that's thought of as just cute. It has a little bit of a buying power, perhaps, and it's a consumer good. And then some people might actually look at beauty and say, well, this is actually very shallow, that this industry is perpetuating some gender norms, some societal norms, some European beauty standards that we are asked to conform to and can be quite polarizing. So why does the beauty industry deserve the spotlight? Why does it deserve the attention that I'm hoping to bring to it even more so today? And I really want to get into it, and I want to share my viewpoints on it, but then also maybe some pieces of the beauty industry that you weren't quite as aware of when it comes to economic impact, global power reach, and also the way that beauty can change the world. Yes, I said beauty can change the world. If you know anything about me, I am the CEO of Bright Beauty Connect, and our mission statement has always been that we believe that beauty can change the world. And that sounds like a really big, grand idea. But when you think about the hundreds and hundreds of billions, with a B, that go through this industry, you then understand that beauty absolutely shapes the world. So when you're able to start to look at the industry through the lens of actual economic impact, you understand that beauty is a major force. And we're going to get into the actual numbers behind beauty. But first, I want to share about how I view the beauty industry and how you might view it too. So what is beauty? Beauty is all around us. Beauty is in nature. There is a reason why we look at the sky when the sun sets and we take a moment and sometimes our breath is taken away. The purples and the oranges fade into violet as the sun starts to set behind a cloud. Or the water, when you're crossing a bridge, perhaps, and you see it sparkle under the sun. When you start to see the beauty in the wings of a bird that fly by, in the gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous flowers that bloom. I'm based here in Charleston, South Carolina. If you've ever seen azalea season in the South, you then understand what color does to the soul. Now think about that on your own body. Think about texture and pigments and play. That is the beauty industry. It's a way that we're able to really connect with ourselves. It's a way that we can actually express ourselves and identity. And it's a way that we can build community. Stop and think about for a minute. DTC, right? E-commerce really killed a lot of retail. You can buy really fun clothes and shoes, electronics. You can buy anything you want online. You can buy beauty online. However, when it comes to buying beauty, most people want to still touch. They want to see what it looks like in person. They want to feel the texture. They want to smell the fragrance on them, on their own skin. And they also want to go and have fun. Above all else, to me, beauty has always been a playground. Think about a Sephora or an Ulta when you walk in. It's the adult equivalent to a candy store. all the textures, the colors, the fragrances. Yes, it can be overwhelming, but it's like Disney World. Disney World is also overwhelming if you let it be. But it's a place where even when you're having a really bad day, or especially if you're having a really bad day, that you can lay that stress down at the door, walk through, and just play. Beauty has a sense of escapism as this idea that you can create whoever you want to be for that day, that week, that month, the year. It's a really wonderful way to explore your own identity. I know myself, as I was growing up as a teenager in the 90s, there was a time when I had waist-long jet black hair and pale purple lipstick and flannels and Doc Martens, and I said, call me Jade. And that was the summer of 1996, when Kurt Cobain was at the height of the era. If you know me today, that's not my identity today, right? It's also a way to be like, am I a red lipstick person? Do I want to be bold in this room? Am I somebody who's going to do a winged liner, right? Like, these are small, simple, easily accessible, affordable ways that we can level a playing field, that we can also look at joining, that we can say, I want to have community. I want to express myself. And when I showed up as Jade for the summer with my pale purple lipstick and my black dyed hair, I was part of the, in my mind, I suppose, I was part of this counter society, right? Part of I'm too cool, right? Like, I absolutely wanted to be in this wonderful group of people that were exploring and expressing themselves through grunge. That was fun for me. And then there was a time when I was full glam with my smoky eyes and my red nails and my YSL concealer. And I wanted to be part of this full glam moment and what that felt for me and my friends. It's a way that when you're living in a place that perhaps you don't have much access to other cultures, perhaps you don't have access to travel and other worldviews, you can go into a beauty retailer and you can explore, what does beauty look like in Southeast India? What are these kohl eye pencils? What is the history of that? It's a way that you can look at Asian culture. K-beauty is having such a big moment, and you can start to explore, what does Korean beauty feel and look like? And it's really fun and poppy. You can explore Nordic beauty and what it means, right, to take care of your skin with goji berries. It's just a fun, easy, affordable way to feel what it is to be yourself in every expression of what that can be. And to me, that's what the beauty industry is. It's a way that we connect with ourselves. It's a way that we connect with the world around us. It's a way that we can even connect with nature. If you allow it to be, beauty can be something incredibly empowering in your life. Now, am I going to sit here and say that the beauty industry has not been weaponized in certain ways against women or against us as a global population at large? No, I am not going to fight that. When we have terms out there such as whitening in products, 100% that should not exist, right? We should never perpetuate Euro standards as the only standard in beauty. Should we have terms anti-aging? Michelle Lee, former editor-in-chief of Allure magazine, is one of my personal role models who actually banned the term anti-aging in Allure magazine several years ago. Because what is that saying to us as we get older? This is something that is not supposed to happen to us. Why is almost every marketing around products that target fine lines and wrinkles showing a before of a woman with fine lines and wrinkles sad? Wah, wah, wah. The before, we're not joyful, right? The before is always frowning. And then the after, when the fine line is gone, is suddenly bright and shiny. Could we actually be joyful and have crow's feet? I think we could. The beauty industry as a whole has one of the largest economic impacts. It sits right behind oil and gas and the pharmaceutical industry. And I don't think many people realize the job creation that it has as well. So we're going to dive into that today. The market size of the beauty industry is a whopping $650 billion. Is approximately 50% the size of the pharmaceutical industry and 75% of oil and gas. The true power of beauty is the capital it creates, the job creation around the globe, trade balance between countries, and innovation. What's interesting about the beauty industry when you look at 2024 to 2025 is the beauty industry grew right below 5% annually, compared to pharmaceutical, oil and gas that grew below 1%. So the beauty industry is having a tremendous trajectory driven by innovation, driven by tech. Beauty employs over 30 million people worldwide. That's when we take into account not just the beauty companies themselves, but the companies that are responsible for the tech innovation, for the production, for all of the other things that it takes to make the beauty world go round. It's over 30 million jobs. That's more than 3 times the automotive industry. It's staggering to think about that. For every dollar spent in beauty, this is fascinating. When you look at the actual impact that a dollar in beauty creates. So for every dollar spent in beauty, $2.50 to $3 in economic activity is generated through the supply chain. So when you spend $1 in beauty, up to 3 times that amount is generated. Global impact. K-beauty, like I said, is having a really big moment. So when you think about South Korea, know that 3% of its global domestic production is beauty. 3% of South Korea's GDP comes straight from beauty. In France, beauty is the 3rd largest export. Most people would think that wine is the first. It is not. Aerospace is the first export out of France. Who knew? Not I. Second is wine. 3rd is beauty. The R&D dollars, research and development dollars spent in the beauty industry compared to tech. The dollars spent in biotech engineering, sustainable material research and innovation, and AI personalization. That's right. The beauty industry is in biotech, it's in AI, and it's in sustainable material innovation. When you look at global initiatives and charities that beauty can support as an industry, what's fascinating here is that beauty has become a major player in structured giving models. Think of buy one, give one, that when you buy a product, it gives back to places and schools in third world countries. It outpaces many sectors in adaptation rates as well as dollar commitments. They also participate in 1% to the planet. And then you have companies like Rare Beauty. Rare Beauty alone has committed to over $100 million being donated to mental health resources for teens. That is incredible when we're talking about one of the biggest epidemics of loneliness that face the Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Mental health resources being contributed by beauty is a gorgeous, beautiful thing to think about. Employment opportunity programs. Our darling Aveda, we all love Aveda, has trained over 2 million beauty professionals globally just in the past 20 years alone. And most of those are in underserved communities. They offer scholarship programs, et cetera, to people in lower education areas that are able then to go on and create careers in beauty through hair. L'Oreal works with over 77,000 suppliers from disadvantaged communities. L'Oreal is the largest beauty brand in the world, and they work with over 77,000 suppliers from disadvantaged communities. Whether that's shea butter or rose oil or other ingredients that are used, they find the areas in the world that can actually use these dollars and help to not exploit them through the trade, but actually lift them up and encourage them. So when you step back and think about it, we've talked about how beauty creates all these jobs, how beauty creates all this economic impact, how beauty can be this big societal impact and movement. Above all else, beauty is a way that we bring each other together. Beauty is a place that we go to when we want to self-soothe. Beauty is a place that we go to when we want to express ourselves. Beauty is a place that we go to, period. Beauty is the place that we still show up, that we go to in person. And in this day and age of AI, of impersonalization, and of a trust recession, beauty is the thing that we are still showing up for together as a community. And it is the industry that I am so proud to devote my career to. These conversations matter because who gets to speak shapes who gets to win. If this episode challenged how you see beauty, business, or the power behind the industry, share it with someone who needs to hear it. To connect or explore more, check the show notes. I'm Susannah Dellinger, and this has been Off the Shelf.